Ever felt like English is easier when it comes with a story? You're not wrong. When you listen to real experiences, you pick up grammar and vocabulary without even noticing. Hit that like button, subscribe for daily stories, and enjoy this wild ride through the ancient trails of Machu Picchu. They told her to stick with the group. Again and again, on the train, on the bus, even at the entrance gate, the guide had said, "Don't wander too far. Stay close." She nodded like everyone else, smiled politely, and thought, sure, no problem. But once inside, surrounded by mist, stone walls, and history that breathed through the mountain air, everything else faded. The group moved like a slow river. People took pictures, asked questions, adjusted backpacks. The guide was explaining something about the Inca Trail and agricultural terraces, but her eyes kept drifting. There was something about the light up there. The clouds shifted fast. 1 second the whole place was wrapped in fog, and the next, sharp sunlight revealed green cliffs, ancient paths, and llamas in the distance. It wasn't that she meant to walk away. It was just a few steps toward a better angle for a photo, then a few more to see a bird that landed on a stone wall. Then the sound of footsteps behind her stopped, and so did the voices. She turned around, expecting to see the group. They weren't there. The path behind her curved and dipped. She hurried back, half jogging. Nothing. A small tour passed by, but it wasn't hers. She checked her phone. No service. For a moment, she stood still. A long moment. It wasn't panic at first. Just confusion. Then denial. They're around here. Maybe just on the next terrace. She walked quickly, hoping to hear a familiar voice. But with every minute, the quiet grew heavier. The fog returned, rolling in like a slow wave. She could see barely 10 meters ahead. The once beautiful mist now felt cold, wet, and unwelcome. Her heart beat faster. She told herself not to freak out. It's just a big park. It's not like you're lost in a jungle. Except, in some ways, she was. The pathways weren't marked clearly. Some split off in odd directions. Some led to edges with no fences. One wrong step, and she sat on a rock and took a deep breath. The silence around her was huge. Even the birds had stopped singing. She thought about what she'd read before coming, about how the Incas had carried stones up impossible cliffs, about the secret trails, about the power of nature here. She didn't feel that power now. She felt small. Her water bottle was half full. Her bag had a protein bar. She wasn't in danger. Yet. But fear is strange. It doesn't wait for facts. It just grows. She stood up and started walking again, this time slower. Not searching anymore, just moving. Then something shifted. A small sound. A laugh in the distance. She paused. Listened again. Voices. She followed them like a thread, careful not to rush. She turned a corner and saw a couple with matching jackets. Tourists. She asked them if they'd seen a group with a Peruvian guide, short man, green flag. They nodded and pointed to a narrow path down to a lower level. Relief. Not full, but close. She followed the path. Still no group. Then, near a flat area with wide stones and a low wall, she spotted someone waving. It was the guide. He wasn't angry, just tired. He said something she couldn't hear clearly, but she didn't care. She had found them, or they had found her. The rest of the group barely noticed she'd been missing. A few asked if she'd seen a llama. One person smiled and said, "You disappeared like magic." She laughed politely and drank from her bottle. But inside, she was different now. She had felt something real, something big. Later, when they sat on the edge of a lookout point, the clouds cleared for just a minute. The city appeared in full. Stone steps, perfect cuts, green earth, blue sky. And this time, she didn't take a photo. She just looked. Because sometimes getting lost shows you more than any tour ever could. Did you feel that? That quiet shift in the middle of a chaotic place? That's how learning English can feel. Gentle but deep. If this story made you feel something, tell me in the comments. Share your own lost and found moment. And don't forget, there's a new story here every day.